Hi there. Welcome back to my channel, The Brian of All Trades. I wish I would have showed this to you earlier or had a chance to actually record it while I was doing it, but here we have a chicken coop on our property. My son has chickens in there, and so he'd come out with a flashlight every night to go put the chickens away. They would go in there, he would have to walk around. And so then I thought, well, why bother having a flashlight? Let's do some hard wiring, wire up the chicken coop so you can have a light in there, and then you can put emergency lights on there as well on the outside, or security lights. And then on the inside too, you can also have an outlet where you can have to plug in your water so the water doesn't freeze. The chickens always have access to water, especially here in Minnesota where everything gets extremely cold. A couple of weeks ago, I think we're at 29 below wind chill, so you never know what the temperature is going to be, and right now it's about 30 above, so not a bad day. But let me show you what I did, and you can ask questions, replicate that, and so just to show you, you can see the garage right here, and the previous owners, and it's an old garage, but the previous owners, they drilled a hole in the garage and they had an extension cord coming across, so I wanted to update that. And so what I ended up doing is still using that same hole, so we have a hot coming from the garage, coming over into the chicken coop. And you can see where it simply goes in to the side of a chicken coop right there. And that is about a 3/4 inch PVC. That's all we needed to use.
And you can see the grommet right there, so it is weather tight. And then I did put caulking around there as well.
So inside the garage, we have, you can see an outlet down here. That's where our live or hot is going to be. So that's what I tapped into. I then made it bigger and I put an outlet or a switch right there, as you can see. So what the switch really enables me to do is if I want to shut everything off going to the chicken coop, that's what the switch will do. As you watch more of my videos, what you'll learn about me is I like my switches and I like my on and off things to isolate water, electrical, whatever it may be. It just makes life a lot easier after the fact if you have to do that. So that's the switch, and then the wire comes up here, comes right into here, and then it goes over through that 3/4 inch conduit, and that's where it goes out, where I just showed you, goes outside into the chicken coop. So let's go into the chicken coop and we can take a look to see what I did to wire it up. So again, as I was saying, when my son comes out here at night, he has to walk past this part of the garage. So it was dark. So what I ended up doing, as you can see, I installed a security light right there from inside, motion sensor.
Here's a close-up of the box from inside my shop and how I put in some backing so I could assemble that. And then I just tapped into another outlet down below. So this one is always on.
And as he walks around, you can see right on top of the chicken coop as well, there's another motion sensor security light that's tied into the electrical that I just showed you coming out of the garage.
And this is a close-up of the box that comes out of the chicken coop for that security light. And everything is weather tight. I did put some extra glue around when I assembled that part. And there is caulking going around it when it goes into the chicken coop. And there is a seal around where that box is as well.
And then when he would walk around to close up the coop at night, you can see I put one more in at the chicken coop right here, motion sensor light. That's coming from within the garage. And that overlooks the whole coop, the pen, the run, everywhere in there. Plus it overlooks where he closes the door at night as well. It's also a nice thing to have because we've had possums around here and raccoons, so that'll turn on the motion sensor and it lets us know if there's an animal out here that shouldn't be. All right, so here we are inside the chicken coop. The hot wire from the garage is actually coming in right here. And so there's a stud that I wanted to mount the boxes to. So I had to move that over right about here. And then from there, we have the hot going in two different directions. We have a hot going up and around, and that's for the security light outside. That's always going to be on, except for if I want it off, then that switch inside the garage I can turn off, but it's always on. And then the hot comes down here to these two switches. And the one switch is for the light that you can see on behind me, and the other switch is for that outlet that you can see up there as well that's connected to the water. So what has to happen is the one wire comes down, and then we pigtail off right in the box. So the hot goes to one of the switches, and then the wire, a new wire comes up and over to the light, and then another hot goes to the other switch, so you don't have one switch controlling the other switch. And then you have another wire coming up and all the way over to where the outlet is right there. So again, you have a wire coming in, coming down for your hot, and then you have two wires going back up, one controlling the light, and then the other one controlling the water. And then again, that other hot is going outside. The one thing I did, I wanted to play around with PVC. So this is 3/4 inch PVC fittings. And this has a gasket around there, so it's nicely contained in case we just want to clean out inside the chicken coop. But the one thing I would say is bring your wire in, cut your wire. So if you're doing this run up and over, cut your wire, fish your wire through the PVC, get it all set up, and then take the glue and glue your PVC after that. It was I didn't do that at first. I was trying to shove the wire through, and I quickly learned that's not the best way to do it. So one tip for you, if you're going to do this, or your barn or a garage or anything else, if you're going to work with PVC, is to go ahead, have all the loose pieces, put them in order, your wire going through in order, and then go back through real quick after, and then just glue them up, put them in the boxes, and so on and so forth. That was the easiest and a huge lifesaver. The other thing I would say is, like I said, I have 3 wires going in here, 1 coming down, 2 going back up, and then 2 going over. And this is 3/4 inch, and this is 14-2 wire that I'm using. 14-2 is the smaller grade wire. It's not the 12-2, it's 14-2. And that works fine, but I would even consider if you're going to do 3 wires, you might want to go up to a 1 inch. 3/4 inch PVC was getting rather tight. That's fine. It worked. It looks nice. A lot of options as far as buying the PVC fittings. But one thing, if you're going to go more than 3, definitely go to a 1 inch. So with that, I hope you learned something. It was nice to have a outlet put over there as well. And you can use it for a variety of things should you need something else installed inside the chicken coop. Definitely nice so my son or anybody can come in here, turn on the light at night, check out to see, make sure all the chickens are accounted for, turn the light off, no more flashlights, everything is hardwired, and good to go.
So I thought we'd take a walk outside and I'll show you the lights as they come on with the motion sensor. And there's that first one. The second one comes on, that's above the chicken coop. And then as he sneaks over here, that last one has really good range, and you can see that that is on as well. And it covers the whole yard where the coop is. And then if we walk inside, we can take a look at the lights. And turn it on. And you don't need a flashlight. And there are the ladies all snug in their bed. So I appreciate you watching. Hope you learned something. And we'll see you next time.